Hello and welcome. So what we'll be taking today and exploring through movement is some restorative, postural, and energetic yoga. This is going to be a very slow and methodical moving session, focused on a lot of breath-centered and breath-oriented focus, moving with the softness and the fullness of the inhale and the exhale, looking to gain space in places, relieve tension, decrease overall stress, anxieties, increase awareness, energy, as well as connection to how you're feeling throughout your body. So what you'll need today is, if you have one or two yoga blocks, and then either a bolster or something that's quite pillow-like. And that's going to be used more towards the back end of our session to really down-regulate and decompress. Now, if you can join me, we'll begin our session lying on your back. Toes to the front of the mat, head towards the rear of the mat. The back of the legs being bent. Just allowing your knees to fall and touch one another, taking this TP pose. Allowing your palms to shine up towards the ceiling. For now, we breathe. Just bringing attention and awareness to the breath. Where is the breath traveling? What spaces do you feel filling? What points of the body do you feel connected or lifted from the floor? Looking to soften the space between the eyebrows, and through the cheeks and the jaw, just letting go of that tension, that active thought. Nice and slowly, allow your feet to lift from the floor, bringing your knees into your chest and gently squeezing the fronts of the thighs, and the fronts of the shins, feeling your thighs draw into your body and the fronts of the ribs, still taking deep, full breaths. If you'd like to explore a little further, you can enter into Happy Baby, bringing your hands to the outsides of your ankles or to the bottoms of your feet, reaching the bottoms of your feet towards the ceiling, pulling your knees in towards your armpits, all while taking deep and long, slow, smooth breaths. Looking to send your breath behind the belly button, feeling that space. Fill up with air on an inhale, drawing into your mat. Complete and full exhale. Down the backs of the shoulders, reach towards the floor gently. Slowly release one leg at a time. And in the softest way possible, just rolling to your side and coming up to either a tall seated or a tall kneeling position. Just take a moment to settle in. All we're going to do is we're going to take some box breathing. Your eyes can be closed or open. So what we'll do is I'll guide you on a 3-second inhale, a 3-second pause, a 3-second exhale, and a 3-second pause. Box breathing is even on all sides, so we'll be taking a nice smooth and evenly timed breath. So begin by taking a nice full breath in, full and complete exhale all the way out and pause. And we'll begin. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Hold. And begin to exhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. And inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Please continue. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Final cycle. Exhale. Now take a nice big full breath all the way into the top of the lungs. Taking 1 or 2 more sips of air. And then open the mouth. All the way empty. Take a few sun breaths here. Reaching the arms out wide to the side as you breathe in all the way to the top of the lungs. Allowing the fingertips to float up nice and high. And as you turn the palms face down, exhaling, slowly lowering the hands towards the floor. And again. Exhale down. Once more, inhale up. Exhale down. We're going to transition into an all fours position. Bring your fingertips just about widthwise at the front of your mat. And finding where your knees are directly underneath your pelvis. Feeling a balance between weight into your backside and your front side. Now we're going to be taking some cat and cows with some long breath emphasis. And as we enter the cow position, if you'd like, you can go into a lion's breath or an open mouth. Opening the throat, really opening the esophagus. So with the fingertips nice and spread, we're going to enter a nice long inhale into cat. And exhale to cow. Inhale, scooping the tailbone underneath, feeling the middle back round, the upper back round, pulling the chin towards the chest. And as you exhale, the opposite, tilting the belly button down, rolling the shoulders back, pulling the mid-spine back,
reaching the chin forwards. Inhale, tucking the toes, tucking the hips, rounding the spine, pressing the shoulders forwards and the chin in. And exhale, dropping the belly button, rolling the shoulders back, reaching the chin in front. Twice more. Transitioning to downward dog, tucking your toes, sending your hips up and back, allowing your ears to drop between your biceps. Take a moment here to check in, lengthening out the backs of the legs, feeling the rear side of the pelvis reach up and back towards the ceiling, allowing your hands to press through the mat, your chest to draw down towards the mat. You can shake the head yes and shake the head no. Nice and slowly begin to walk your toes towards your hands at the front of your mat. If you'd like to ground your heels while walking, you can, or stay on your toes. Taking long breaths in and out. Once your feet arrive, big toe mounds touching at the front of the mat. Embracing a few breaths of forward fold. And then slowly, like you're melting up towards the ceiling, allowing yourself to unroll your spine up to standing. As your head rises up nice and tall, reach the fingertips wide, sweeping the hands up overhead, lifting the chin, allowing the hands to touch, sliding your hands down to heart center. And you can stay here or allow your hands to open next to your waist and your thighs into a nice strong and tall mountain pose, Tadasana. Take a moment to just check in, feeling strength beneath your feet, support of your breath and your posture throughout your ribs and your torso. And the top of the head just gently reaching tall towards the ceiling. We're going to take 3 cycles of a half Sun Salutation. So if you'd like, you can take one step closer to the front of the mat, allowing the toe mounds and the heels to be touching, emptying out entirely of the breath. And we'll begin with an inhale, sweeping the hands wide up overhead. Once the fingertips touch, spreading and reaching the palms wide from one another, allowing the chest to dive out over your toes, reaching your forehead to the floor, allowing your hands to reach the mat. As you take a breath in, rise halfway, reaching your head away from your hips. Exhale, forward fold. As you inhale, we're going to dive up, reaching the hands wide, fingertips connecting overhead, sliding the hands down to heart center. 1. On your in-breath, reaching the hands wide to overhead. Once they connect, rotate the palms, diving down to the floor, reaching your chest out in front of your toes. Hands finding the mat. Exhale into your forward fold. As you inhale, rise halfway, sending your hips back, the chest and chin forwards. Exhale, fold. On your in-breath, diving up, hands reaching wide, all the way to overhead. Once the fingertips connect, hands to heart center. Exhale. Final, on your inhale, reaching the hands wide, all the way to overhead. Flip the palms, dive to a forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, dive with the hands wide, up high. Draw the hands down to heart center. Take a few breaths. Checking in if you feel warmth traveling throughout the body, or some buzzing, a little more movement, spreading of the collarbones and the shoulders wide, lengthening out the backside of the body. We're going to enter into Warrior One, taking the right foot, sliding it back. You can have more of a closed off Warrior One stance so you can ground your back heel. And check in, bringing your thumbs to the front of the ribs, pinkies to the fronts of your hip points. And just feel space created in that position while reaching your chest gently over the front of your knee, over the front of the big toe mound, feeling the hips draw back towards your right heel. Taking your hands, palms up, reaching them up in front of you, maintaining this nice long neutral spine, and allowing your hands to travel as much overhead as feels comfortable without any compromise or feeling of tension. Maintaining space along the collarbones. And rather than forcing yourself into a position, continue to take these deep and long breaths, focusing on length of the back side of the body, openness of the collarbones, and you'll feel your hands begin to keep rising towards the ceilings and towards one another. Feeling all of your rear toes and the outside edge of your right foot pressing through the floor. Feeling the big toe mound and the outside edge of the foot on your left side connecting to the mat. Feeling both ribs lift, both fingertips lift, both shoulder blades draw down. And while maintaining this space, just let your hands slide down to heart center, pressing the palms actively together, feeling life down the front line of the chest. On your next exhale, enter Cactus Position, where you would take a wall slide, reaching the hands and fingertips to spread, the elbows wide, looking to broaden the collarbones, pulling the forearms back, the tops of the hands back, lifting up through the chin and the chest. Bringing your hands back to heart center. Checking in with your breath, feeling lift of the ribs. Entering into Humble Warrior, allowing your hands to sweep back behind you and interlacing your fingers. So rolling the shoulders up and back and down. If you feel that this is inaccessible, you can just actively reach your fingertips down and back behind you, feeling the shoulder blades draw back and down, and the fingertips reach towards the rear of the mat. While you're in this position, feeling the shoulders pull back, your heart center lift, and gently scoop your pelvis underneath you to maintain a nice long lumbar spine. You have full opportunity to stay here. If you'd like to bring it a little bit further, you can allow your hands to begin to lift towards the ceiling. And as they lift, your chest reaches out over your front toes, your forehead towards the front of the mat. feeling your right heel draw back and down, your hips press backwards, your ribs connect to the front of the thigh, and you breathe. Nice long in, complete and full exhale. If you dove down, begin to press your palms towards the rear of the mat, diving your chest forwards, out, up, and then back, slowly and smoothly. Releasing your hands, sending them up wide as we enter into eagle. Right hand under left, connecting your palms as best as possible. Feeling the sides of the forearms press and connect to one another, releasing tension on the back sides of the shoulders, the scapulas, and the rotator cuff. Feeling your elbows press away from your chest, feeling your rear side of the ribs reach backwards, standing tall, connecting back to your feet into the mat. From this eagle pose, we'll transition to warrior two. Slowly, untangle your forearms, reach your hands down, rotate your right foot to the outside of the mat, create some space in your stance if that feels comfortable, grounding the back edge of your heel and your foot, allowing your fingertips to reach, left hand out in front of the mat, right hand to the rear of the mat, both palms up. Looking to peel your left knee to the outside of your left toes, feeling the elbows rotate, feeling your ribs stack over your pelvis. The outside of the right foot pressing down and into the back side of the mat, feeling your left thigh creep over your front toes, feeling your knees stack over your ankle. During a nice long and slow inhale, reverse warrior, allowing your left hand to cartwheel up, right hand to cartwheel down, eyes gazing at your left fingertips. You can begin to slide your right hand down your right calf, or bringing your right hand up to the side of your ribs on your back. Feeling the left obliques, the left rib cage open as you breathe into that space. Connecting back to the left toes, the outside of the right foot. Gently scooping the pelvis underneath you, feeling the left rib cage open. Gently cartwheel your hands back to warrior two, palms up, reaching in opposite directions. Squaring off your stance back to a warrior one. And then very gently rock into your right heel a few times. You're doing a few supple calf raises. Now the next one, allow yourself to push off your toes, feet matching up at the front of the mat. Hands reach up and wide. Find yourself to a forward fold. Breathe into the space. 3 rounds of breath in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, diving the hands wide, the chest and chin lift. Hands slide down to heart center. You can stay here or hands, palms open next to your waist, Tadasana. Take a few breaths. Checking in with the space you recognize you've now reclaimed. Now beginning with Warrior One, we're going to repeat that sequence now, beginning by sliding your left foot back. Enough where you can still ground your left heel, feeling balanced. If you'd like to go deeper, bringing your heel back another inch or so. But still feeling a shift in balance underneath your feet. Bring your thumb to your rib front, your pinkies to the front of your hip points alongside your belly button. Take a few long cycles of breath in and out. On each inhale, looking to grow up nice and strongly tall. Feeling the ribs lift away from the hips and pelvis, the collarbones lift and broaden, the chin and chest lift. Checking into feeling the big toe mounds, the outside edge of each foot, and the back of the heel, connected and holding the mat, supporting your body. And while maintaining that space for each of the hands up in front of you, allowing them to slide up to overhead. The deeper you can breathe, the more mobility and range of motion you will find. Allowing the tailbone to gently scoop underneath you. Pressing the right knee slightly forward, pulling the right knee back, grounding the left heel down. Reaching fingertips tall. On your next inhale, allowing your hands to slide down to heart center, actively pressing your palms into one another, feeling life down the midline of your chest and the insides of the triceps and the shoulders. Own your space. On your next inhale, hands wide to cactus or wall slide position. Feeling the elbows, the forearms, and the back of the hands reach towards the rear of the mat. Heart center and collarbones lift and open. Chin and chest lift and open. Fingertips are wide open. Breathe. On your next exhale, bringing your hands back to heart center, active palms, thumbs right in towards your midline of the chest, and solar plexus, heart center. Enter humble warrior, reaching the fingertips back behind you, feeling the shoulders roll back and reach towards the rear of the mat. If you're able to interlace your fingertips, interlacing thumbs, feeling the palms connect. Feeling the tailbone gently scoop underneath you. If this is a limit, you can stay here. And if you'd like to explore a little further, begin to lift your hands up towards the ceiling, pressing the palms together, and gently allowing your chest to reach down and out towards the front of the mat, towards your toes. Feeling your hip creases pull backwards. Feeling your left outside edge of your foot press firmly to the mat. Feeling your right thigh spin backwards underneath you, while feeling your ribs rest on the front of your quad, on the front of the thigh. Maybe your chin reaches your knee, holding the palms together firmly, yet also relaxed, reaching them up towards the ceiling and towards the front of your mat. On your next inhale, slowly resume and reclaim back up to standing, reaching the fingertips and the fists down towards the back of the mat. Releasing the hands, reaching them wide up overhead, this time left, under, over right. And we enter eagle. Left hand underneath your right hand, looking to connect your palms and fingertips as much as possible. Feeling the outsides of the forearms and the elbows connect, pressing away from your heart, feeling your shoulders and the back of the ribs pull backwards, lifting up towards the ceiling, maintaining that space. And slowly releasing the hands, rotating your left foot to face to the outside of the mat, entering into Warrior Two. Take a moment to situate, feeling your palms be face up, reaching away from one another. Your right knee pressing out towards your big toe mound and in between your first and second toe. Feeling your tailbone scoop underneath you. Your collarbones broaden. The outside of your left foot pressing firmly toward the backside of your mat. Breathe into the space. Feeling your left leg lengthen, feeling your right knee soften into a slightly deeper knee bend. Feeling the hands reach wide, the top of the crown of the head lift up tall. Letting your gaze settle over your right fingertips. On your next inhale, we'll slowly enter Reverse Warrior. Cartwheeling the right fingertips to reach towards the ceiling, allowing your left hand to slide down your left calf, or you can allow it to find the small of your back tucked behind you. Breathing into the space of your right rib cage, your right obliques. Continuing to reach the fingertips up tall, then behind you. Feeling the reach begin from your waist to create space all the way through the right side body. Still feeling the left foot pressed down and back into the mat. The right knee tracking over the big toe mound, pressing outwards. Breathe. Slowly cartwheel your hands back to Warrior Two. Square off your left foot, turn the hips back to forwards. And take a few rocks on the left foot, a few calf raises. And once you're ready, you're going to push off your left toes, finding your big toes to find one another at the front of your mat. Take a forward fold, breathe into the space behind your body and the back body. And when you're ready on your next inhale, we're going to sweep our arms wide, reach the chin and chest up. Fingertips connect overhead. Slide the hands down to heart center. You can be here, or you can find yourself to Tadasana, arms open and out to the side. And we take a few breaths, checking into the change of your breath, the change of the space you're holding, the tension you feel, the looseness you feel. The calmness between the ears. And appreciate that space. If you'd like to spend longer time here in this place, in this space, you can. Just give the video a quick pause. What we're going to do is we're going to transition down to the floor and take some decompressive positions. So at this time, you can grab yourself your blocks, your bolster, your pillow, whatever's available to you. If you'd like, you can grab something a little warmer to wear, take a few sips of some liquids, highly recommended, and then we'll resume back down, bringing it down to seated position on the mat with all of your props available. So what we're going to take first is a version of Pigeon Pose. So you begin by coming into an all fours position, and we're going to start on the left side. So what you can do is you can reach the back side of your left wrist to touch and create contact with your left knee. Then you're going to take your left ankle, scoop it on over to get a nice parallel shin, parallel with the front side of your mat. And now the goal here is to allow yourself to sit down, feeling the left thigh open, the right thigh spin down towards the floor. And now if this is inaccessible, you can take your block, your bolster, and just bring it underneath your left glute, the left hamstring. The goal here is to have a long spine, and your hands can support you. So whatever position, using props available, allows you to have this nice long, tall spine, reaching the chest out over your front left knee is the most ideal position. Let me breathe. And if you are using a prop, that's fine. Maybe over the course of this hold, you feel the need to remove the prop, or you feel much more flexibility and openness in this position. And that's all the goal is. Just feeling better, feeling more aware of what's going on as we go. Not having to do it perfect, as prescribed, like the person next to you. Just doing it your best, allowing yourself to gain from it. You can stay here for as long as you'd like. Come out of this by shifting your weight to the outside of your left hip, bending the left knee, grounding both palms, sliding the left knee back. And before doing the other side, any small little movements you must take or feel you want to take, you can. Then you slide the right knee up to the back of the right wrist. Bringing out so your shin is parallel with the front of the mat. So your right foot is on the left edge of the mat. If you need the assistance of the prop, bring it underneath your hip or your hamstring. Looking to feel your left thigh spin down, getting your thigh with as much contact, or feeling your knee cap be in contact with the mat versus being open here. So use as much assistance as you need to really spin that left hip down underneath you. And if it feels like it can't happen, fine. Use your hands to support you. Allow yourself to find the block higher up, or you can purposefully bend your knee all the way underneath you. And rather than getting caught in the middle, allow yourself to just have a better overall awareness of your posture and a better position if this feels inaccessible at the moment. Stay here for as long as you'd like. Feel free to pause the video if this is something that you need a lot more of. To come out of this, let the left knee, the right knee bend. Bring your block out to the side. And anything you feel you need to transition as we begin to sit. What we're going to take here is a version of a supported forward fold. Instead of standing and reaching towards the floor, it will be a sitting version. So you can use your blocks and or your bolsters. Having more assistance may change up the sensation. So right now, with my bolster underneath, I have pretty decent hamstring flexibility, or I should say openness. So I find it pretty accessible to get to my toes. So what I can do to make it deeper is I can either elevate the bolster further, bring the blocks underneath. And what that's going to do is going to allow me to draw myself into a deeper forward folding position. All right, so this is a little bit less accessible if you're feeling a little more stiff. The closer you go to fully on the floor, the more, I don't want to use the word intense in a restorative yoga session, the more space is allotted. You can bring your hands to pull on your toes, the outside edges of your feet. Feeling the big toe mounds touch. Looking to pull your collarbones up towards your knees. If you need more of this, please pause. The next position we'll take is a supported heart opener. This might be my favorite position of the entire day. This is very, very handy to use if you have blocks and a pillow. If you happen to have a foam roller at home, a foam roller can work very well for this. You may have experienced it here at Orca. What you're going to do is align your blocks and your bolster right behind you. Right behind you, so it's aligned with your spine. Okay? Now, all you're going to do is allow yourself to lift onto it, feeling the blocks, bolster, pillow be just at the waistline, so almost flirting with your tailbone, and allowing yourself to have your head and neck supported. Right? You don't want your head and neck bobbling off to the side, so feeling the back side of the neck and head be supported, reaching the fingertips up to the ceiling, allowing you to let the tops of the hands dive out wide and reach the floor, and let the elbows bend. Now from here, with your legs, you can go back to teepee pose, allowing the inside of your thighs to touch, rotating inwards. Or you can go the opposite, allowing the bottoms of the feet to touch and your knees to draw down wide. Just take some deep, full breaths, allowing yourself to be fully exposed and open in this position, releasing a lot of tension that you hold, and we all hold down the midline of the body, the inner thighs, the lower back, the groin, the abdomen, the fronts of the shoulders, the neck, between the shoulders, lots of these spaces that run up and down the spine on the front and the back of the body. They're prone to holding a lot of tension and faulty movement positions. So in something as simple as sitting here with your arms and knees open wide, it can really deplaque a lot of those things that are felt down the front side of the body. If you want to remain here longer, please pause the video. How you'll come out of this is oh so gently. Bring your knees back up to one another to touch. Bring your hands in to your body. Bring your fingertips to the back of your head. Support your neck. And you can gently sit up, pulling on the front of your shins or your knees. The last position we're going to take is elevating the legs. Now, if you'd prefer to go legs up the wall, you absolutely can. Or you can put your legs up on, let's say, a couch or a chair at 90 degrees. That's perfect. If neither of those are accessible, or if you'd like to stay right here on the mat, using whatever props you have available, stack your block and bolster up as high as comfortable, as high as desired. And what you're going to do is go for the back of your calves, somewhere between the back, the bottom of the ankle, and behind the knee. Just rest it on that surface. Allowing your arms to just totally relax. Feeling the small of the back, just totally relax. And this is going to be your final resting pose of the day. Allow this to be a really nice transition into your evening, maybe into your morning, invigorating the rest of the day. A weekend restorative session focused all on you. A midday movement snack, or however this is serving you. Allow yourself to check into the changes you felt throughout the body, the presence you had during this session, connection to the individual spaces of the body as well as the collective space of your body. And then take a moment to give gratitude for all of the postures and positions you were able to fulfill and feel today. For they're not guaranteed. Both the movement itself is not always guaranteed to be able to do, as well as the space and time and energy to do it, or not to do it. By showing up and giving yourself this time, this space, just honoring your physical practice, your physical body, will spill over into all other areas of your life. Connection with family members, friends, career intensity, passion on projects, all things. Right? putting yourself on your priority list to take care of, whether it's with a workout, something restorative, good nutrition, quality sleep. All of those things have a really positive effect and carry over into other areas of your life.
You can remain lying with your legs elevated for as long as you'd like. Just be mindful as you transition to whatever the next part of your day is. Bring this awareness, bring this calmness with you, and spread it to others. I'm sure all of us could use a little bit more of it. Thank you so much for investing this time and energy into yourself, sharing this space digitally with me. Namaste.